Hello everyone, welcome back to another Modern Family topic. So, another topic I really do want to talk about because when I rewatched the show, I came to this realization that, because me and my sister, my sister and my brother, all of us, we sometimes will ask each other when we talk about Modern Family. And I know sometimes my sister be feeling out of a loop because she hasn't rewatched Modern Family in so long. She hasn't watched the show in so long, even though she really does love it. She has not finished the show like me and my brother have. Like, I watched Modern Family for the 11 seasons when I went back and rewatched the show. Now, we used to always have these conversations on who is the marriages in the show, as far as Mitch and Cam, Gloria and Jay, Phil and Claire. What marriage in the show doesn't make sense to you? Now, my brother cannot stand Clara and Phil's marriage, and I think it's because, he obviously thinks Phil deserves better. I think my sister said Jay and Gloria. Me, in my opinion, now, if you would have asked me a long time ago, I think Jay and Gloria would have been my answer, considering of the age gap. But I think when I go back and rewatch the show now, Jay and Gloria are my favorite relationship in the show. And I'm going to make a video explaining why, but right now, in this very moment, Jay and Gloria is my favorite relationship on the show. Like, when I went back and rewatched the show, I absolutely love Jay and Gloria's relationship. And I think it's because it has a realistic aspect of it. Now, a relationship on the show that I feel like doesn't make sense to me, or I feel like they're just not as compatible, is Mitch and Cam. Like, when I watch the show, I just keep thinking, how are Mitch and Cam together? Like, how? Like, I feel like out of all the relationships, they're probably the one I feel the least love with. I don't think they're compatible. I don't think Mitch and Cam are a great match. I don't think they fit each other. I think Cam needs to be with someone who was more supportive and more loving and was interested in all the things he liked and was more open-minded. Mitch was very open-minded. Closed-minded, excuse me. Mitchell was closed-minded, very passive-aggressive, asshole, never had nothing nice to say. Like, an episode that really pisses me off, and this is what pisses me off with their relationship. You know what? It's a good thing I came on here today because it's a good thing I'm doing my friendly topics because, like I told y'all, it's so much shit I want to get off my motherfucking chest. Because one thing that pisses me off when it comes to Mitch and Cam's marriage, relationship, whatever you want to call it, is that people always make it seem like it's Cam. Oh, Cam does this, Cam does that. Don't get me wrong. Can Cam be extra? Yes. Does he sometimes manipulate or gaslight Mitchell to get what he wants? Yes. I'm not condoning that or saying that it's right, but I feel like the reason why Cam does it is because Mitchell was not supportive of anything that Cam likes. Nothing. He's not supportive. He is not a supporting partner because he's very closed-minded. An episode that really pisses me off to the T is in season 5, and I think it's called Closet Con, some shit like that. Mitch and Cam are in Missouri. They in Cam's hometown. They on the farm. He's seeing how Cam does it in the countryside as far as, feeding the pigs, milking the cows, and he just stands on the porch the entire time and just watches from afar. He doesn't want to get his feet dirty. He doesn't want to get in the mud. He doesn't want to soak up the experience. But what pisses me off so much is that people always make it seem like, oh, but Cam was asking for too much. Asking for what? Mitchell is a man that he is sharing his life with, a man that he lives with back at home. They have a daughter together. You mean to tell me Cam has sacrificed not being in his hometown to go down to California, live with Mitchell, and stay home, basically be a housewife, raise a kid, make sure dinner on the table for Mitchell, basically absorb to his lifestyle. But Mitchell can't absorb to his partner's lifestyle even for a day, for a week. Are you kidding me? I understand there's better places to go for vacation. You don't want to, get your feet dirty in the mud. You don't want to step in pig shit. Whatever. But I just feel like I feel like I understood where Kay was coming from because it's like you stay on the porch with your nose flared up like you're just too good for the country life when it's like, what the fuck? talking about, oh, we don't say y'all outside of the country. Like, do I talk different when I'm not here? Do I act different when I'm not in the countryside? Like, I don't understand Mitchell. Mitchell is very passive aggressive, and I feel like he was not a good partner to Cam. If you have to ask me who I think was the worst of the worst, Mitchell. When I go back and watch the show, Mitchell is a really bad partner to Cam. There's so many worse moments with Mitchell not being supportive to Cam than Cam being supportive of Mitchell. Cam was always supportive of Mitchell, even if he felt like it wasn't the right choice. He was still supportive. Like in season 7, when he didn't think Mitchell was a good artist, he still supported him, even though he felt like it wasn't some of his best work because Mitchell didn't want to go and ask his boss for his job back. Cam still supported it, but Mitchell could stand on the porch with his nose flared up and not absorb into his country life. Are you kidding me? And then only did it just so Cam could stop talking to him. Like, I don't get y'all mindset. Like, I definitely feel like a relationship that don't make sense to me is Mitchell and Cam. When I go back and watch the show, I feel like out of all the relationships on the show, they are the main relationship I don't feel the love with most of the time. Like, the only moments in the show I generally really like with Mitch and Cam is when they both proposed to each other in season 5. I thought that was a really cute moment. And their wedding. Their wedding was beautiful. Like, the wedding is definitely one of the episodes on the show that makes me happy cry because it just felt really good to see two gay men just have a wedding, like two single people, without it being judged or being known for weird or it's not right. I love that moment so much. And but them the only 2 times I really seen genuine love between Mitch and Cam. But after that, when they came back from their honeymoon, Mitchell didn't want Cam to show him with any affection. I don't get Mitchell. Like, you don't like hugs and kisses that you don't want me to do it. So what are we, friends? Because you don't hold hands with your friends. You don't kiss your friends. You don't show any affection with your friends. If we're in a relationship, you should never say, oh, you're kissing me too much. You're holding my hand too much. You too lovey-lovey. Too dovey-dovey. If you ain't kissy-kissy, huggy-huggy, dovey-dovey with me, then I feel like you don't really like me. I want my partner to be affectionate. Yes, affectionate in a relationship is top tier. You should want your girlfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. You should want them to be affectionate towards your relationship. Because, I don't know, physical touch is one of my main love languages. So, I feel like when I'm in a relationship, I always make my boyfriend feel like that I love them. Like, I'm very touchy. I'm very silly. I'm a physical touch type person. I like giving kisses and hugs. That's just what I like to do. And I feel like if I didn't do that, they would feel the same way I feel. Like, damn, do you even like me? Because you don't even like giving me random kisses on the forehead. You don't even like holding my hand. You don't like doing any of those stuff. So that pissed me off when Mitchell was like, oh, can we tone down the love? It's just a little too much for me. That's what I'm talking about. Cam should have been with someone who was loving, supportive, not passive aggressive, not closed minded. And Mitchell should have been with someone who was like him. Came from a house of childhood trauma, a controlling mother, a father who can't accept his sexuality, someone who's just as closed-minded, someone who's just as passive-aggressive, someone who's just an asshole. Mitchell should have been with someone who was a split image of himself, because him and Cam together, they don't make sense. Like, they don't work. A lot of people say they're toxic. I don't think they're toxic. I don't find them compatible. I do feel like once they got married, the show did do a lot of shit with them where I feel like, how are they still together? Like, okay, when Cam, many years ago, lied and told his friends that him and Mitchell broke up, and they all supported him, and Mitchell didn't know about it until he went and asked, Cam was 100% wrong for lying to gain support. You feel me? But Cam is more of the emotional, fragile one than Mitchell. Mitchell is like a rock. Nothing moves him. Nothing. Like, Mitchell was still emotionally closed off even after the whole wedding plot. even after Jay accepted him, which was something I didn't understand. I feel like if even after Jay accepted Mitchell and you're telling me he's still struggling with that trauma, then maybe he should have gotten some therapy. I don't know, because I feel like a lot of the reasons why Mitchell is the way he is to Cam in the relationship is because of childhood experiences, not being able to support, being closed-minded, being controlling sometimes, being passive-aggressive, just being, like, I feel like that comes from childhood experiences. I really do. And I just feel like maybe Mitchell needed some therapy. Some therapy probably been good for him. You feel me? Get some therapy. He probably needed it. Because I think that's the only reason why his friends, and it just shows how fake his friends is, because at the end of the day, those are him and Cam's friends, and I feel like if they really did break up, you should really consider both of their feelings, not just Cam. So that just shows his friends fake as fuck, because obviously it just shows who they really fuck with. But Cam wasn't really said wrong for faking a breakup just to gain points to see who they friends will support more. But he's not wrong when he said that Mitchell isn't supportive or he doesn't have any emotions, because that's really how it feels when you watch the show. And another thing in the show is when Mitchell told Cam that he kissed someone maybe like a month into their relationship, and he never told him because he felt like it wasn't important, because to him, he didn't think him and Cam were serious. Cam said, so you didn't think we were serious? I'm going home and telling my mother about you. I'm telling her that we moving in and we about to share our life together, and you kissed someone within a month of our relationship and you telling me that it's not serious. But nobody ever calls that moment out, because y'all like to wear rose-tinted glasses when it comes to the shit that Mitchell does, but y'all all out there when Cam does something. Like I said, that was in season 10, by the way, when Mitchell basically admitted that he kissed someone within a month into their relationship, a month or a week in him and Cam's relationship. Never told Cam because he felt like they were not in a serious spot in a relationship yet for him to ever tell him. Which he never told him. He kept that shit to himself, and it only got out because they all was saying, oh, if your partner doesn't know anything or don't know what you did behind their back, it can never hurt them. What you do in the dark don't need to come to light. Are you kidding me? So not only that does Mitchell have cheating and tendencies, but he a motherfucking pathological liar. Him and Claire, they both raised their hands when Cam was like, oh, if your partner kissed somebody else, should you tell him right away or keep it to yourself? Claire and Mitchell raised their hands for keeping it to yourself. Phil and a couple others raised their hand for you should tell them right away. That says a lot, okay? That says a lot. Mitchell is not only a cheater, but you're a pathological liar too at that. You feel like you could just do shit and then not say nothing? Okay. So, again, like I just said, nobody ever calls him out for that moment for basically admitting, like, yeah, I kissed somebody, but I never said nothing because I didn't think we were serious enough. But y'all can't wait to call Cam out for anything that he does. Like, get it together, get your priorities straight. Y'all sound dibbity-dib-dim-dim-dum-dum. Like, at the end of the day, both Mitchell and Cam both do foul shit to each other as far as their relationship goes. But to me, I feel like Mitchell is just the worst partner for Cam. I think he's not supportive. I think he's closed-minded. I think he's passive-aggressive. I don't think he is the right partner for Cam. Cam is open-minded. He's loving. He's caring. He loves a lot of things. He cares for a lot of things. He just loves to give, while Mitchell is someone who can sit back and say no, watch someone suffer, and all of this, all the above, and not care, could turn his back on someone. Like, you feel me? Like, they just don't fit each other. Like, they're just not the best partners for each other. I don't think so. I think Cam should have been with someone who was more supportive, more loving, and more caring. And I think Mitchell should have been with someone who was a split image of himself. Like, someone who was very nonchalant, someone who was very closed-minded, someone who was very passive-aggressive, and only, show affection here and there. I feel like Mitchell should have been with someone that was more like him, because I do not think him and Cam are the best match on the show. And like I said, a long time ago, if you would have asked me, I would have said Jane Gloria, but Jane Gloria are my favorite relationship on the show. I think Mitch and Cam, when I go back and watch the show, I feel like they are the relationship on the show that don't make the most sense to me. They don't. And I do feel like at the same time, And not only that, but I do feel like they are probably the couple when the family isn't hanging out who do get side plots that's not as interesting. That's just my opinion. Um, and don't worry, I'm gonna talk about every relationship on the show, but I just really want to talk about Mitch and Cam's first because, ugh, like I said, they don't make the most sense to me, and that's just how I feel. I'm going to talk about Claire and Phil's marriage because their marriage is very weird as well, and I'm going to talk about Jane Glorious and why I feel like they are my favorite couple on the show. But kind of like the dude said in his Modern Family hot takes, all of these characters have a tendency of being a pieces of shit every now and then. So it's not like one of them isn't a piece of shit and the other one is a goody goody. No, they all have their way of being a pieces of shit. All these characters are flawed, but I just don't know. I do feel like Mitchell is misunderstood because I told my brother that like last night. I do feel like Mitchell is misunderstood as far as, you know, his pain and things like that in him and Jay's relationship. But at the same time, that doesn't excuse his behavior or how he treats people. Period. Like I said, maybe he should have gotten some motherfucking therapy. Therapy probably would have been good for him. That's just how I feel. Anyways, it is nice talking to y'all, and I will catch you on my next video. Maybe that's a video I'll make. Maybe I'll talk about Mitchell and Jay's complicated relationship and how that relationship pretty much has a huge effect on Mitch and Cam's relationship as well. Like, okay, one more thing before I leave. Mitchell did not like showing affection. Now, with season 2, he didn't like showing PDA because him not getting affection from Jay growing up. But when the show continues to go on, he still doesn't like showing affection. Like, at first we get it, okay, it comes from a rooted trauma thing, you know, never getting hugs and kisses from your parent. So now you feel like you don't know how to do that to your partner. Again, maybe he should have gotten some therapy because now you're just projecting your childhood trauma onto your relationship and it's just not cool. I feel like Cam shouldn't have to ask or beg for PDA. I mean, for affection. He shouldn't have to say, hold my hand or give me kisses or like, he shouldn't have to beg for those things. You should do it for your partner. Like, you should just show love, period. Because why wouldn't you? I do feel like Mitchell definitely projected a lot of his childhood experiences or things from him and his mother's relationship or him and his Jay's relationship into him and Cam's relationship. But y'all never talk about that. It's always Cam. Y'all are really funny. So that's the last thing I'm going to say. And I'm going to just, you know, make a video about Mitchell and Jay's complicated relationship and how Mitchell carries a lot of shit about his complicated relationship into him and Cam's relationship. So that's that. Catch you on my next video. And bye.